One of the key things you need to do when you're starting a project is to collect the project requirements. You need to do this because it will help you to identify the activities you need to perform on the project, as well as to create your project schedule and your project plan. So in this video, I'll be sharing 3 techniques that you can use to collect the project requirements on any project. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome and thank you for joining me on this video. And if you're a subscriber, high five, welcome back. So my name is Ogaga Johnson and I help aspiring and established professionals to launch and grow successful and thriving careers in project management. And on this channel, I share everything about a career in project management, including life lessons from my project management career and business. So if you're interested in project management and learning about it, in growing a career in project management, or in launching a career in project management, then click on the subscribe button. Let's learn together. So like I said, I'll be sharing 3 techniques you can use to collect requirements on a project. The first technique is data gathering. The second one is data analysis. And the third one is prototypes. So let's jump right into the first technique, data gathering. Data gathering, there are 4 methods I'll be discussing on the data gathering technique. The first method is called interviews. Second, brainstorming. Third, focus groups. And the 4th one are questionnaires and surveys. Now, in order to ensure that this video is very practical and relatable, I'm going to be using an example to collect requirements on a project. So this is the project example we'll be using. So you have been approached by the owner of a grocery store, and this owner of the grocery store now wants to have online grocery shopping for their customers. So they want a site where their customer can go on there and shop their groceries instead of coming into the physical store. So you've been given this project and you've been asked to collect the project requirements in order to build and deliver the project. So if you're using the data gathering technique and you're using any of the methods here, this is what you'll do. So let's assume you've decided that, you know what, I'm going to use the questionnaire and survey method to collect the requirements. What this means is that you have a list of questions, okay? You put them in a document and then you send it out to potential customers or existing customers, as well as any key stakeholder on the project. That is anyone who the project can affect or who can affect the project. You know, anyone who benefits from the project or who will not benefit from the project, you know, just identify all your stakeholders and you send them this questionnaire. So some of the questions that you can even have on this souvenir or question could be, number 1, would you like to shop for your groceries online, or would you prefer to come to a physical store? You could have a range of 1 to 5, with 5 being, I will love to go and shop for my groceries online, and 1 being, I will never shop for my groceries online. And you ask them that question. Another question could be, would you like the online platform where you're shopping for your grocery to know the items you like to shop for, so that you can just say, for example, like favorite all the items you like to shop for, so that you can just click on one button and say, hey, put all my favorite items in the basket, in the shopping cart, and then you just pay for it, you know, to make it quick shopping. So would you like something like that? By doing that, when you send out this questionnaire or survey to your different stakeholders that you have identified, they will fill it out, then you'll be able to get it and, analyze this data that you have collected and use the various responses as your requirements on the project. So that is one of the methods that you can use under the data gathering technique. Another method is the method where you are doing interviews. So instead of doing questionnaires or surveys, let's say you have access to some of the stakeholders, you can call them for one-on-one interviews and then find out from them, hey, we want to do online shopping, what's your take? Ask them various questions, some open type questions, some, optional questions, and get them to respond. Through that, you're getting what their requirements are. What are the key features they like on the platform, what are the non-functional requirements, what are the functional requirements they'll like to see. Another way of doing interviews, you can do focus groups. So here, instead of one-on-one interviews, you can have a group of people, maybe a group of customers, like super customers, regular customers are always buying things from the store. You can interview them in a focus group, so having like 4 or 5 of them, and together asking various questions and then getting the responses. So that's a focus group. Another method under the data gathering technique you can use is brainstorming. Now, brainstorming is basically when you're getting various ideas, okay? Various ideas. Everyone is saying what they think. You're asking them different questions, in a group, and they're saying what they think. And then while they're saying all their ideas, like, oh, we need to have quick buy, we need to have an option where we can use PayPal to make payments for our online grocery shopping. We need to have ensure that every single item that we are buying, in terms of the menu, is categorized in a way that we understand. So let's say you can have fruits category, you have a food cupboard category, let's have those categories in this order. So all these different lovely ideas, that are coming out, the project manager takes all these ideas, puts it on a whiteboard, and then once all the ideas are collected, then you can now, categorize all the ideas and prioritize and select which ones you will finally use as the requirements on the project. So these are the various methods you can use under the data gathering technique to collect your requirements. The second technique is data analysis. So in data analysis, I'm going to be focusing on the document analysis method. So in this method, what you're doing to collect requirements is by looking at existing project documents to see if there are any requirements, any features that were already identified within those documents. So for example, if there are project agreements, is there anything you can see there? If there are feedback forms from maybe surveys, feedback forms from questionnaires, you're analyzing these things and checking what features can I take from these documents. There could also be, let's say, a business case. Someone did a business case to show that they can make more money. They include online grocery shopping to the, going in store to buy something. You could analyze those documents and see what features are already present in those documents in order to gather the requirements that are potential for the project. Number 3, prototypes. I personally love the prototype technique because you're basically showing a model to your stakeholders of what you intend to build before you actually build that product or whatever the result of the project. I love it. And the reason why I love it is because you're not talking abstract now to your stakeholders. You're actually giving them something that they can see and make informed judgment calls on and give you real requirements and features based on, something they can see and not abstract talks. So some examples of prototypes could be computer generated, 2D or 3D models. It could be mock-ups. It could be simulators. So I don't know if you have seen, some buildings when architects, design a building and they want to just get some requirements. Sometimes they could design something of, based on what they think, that the customer wants. They could design something, a 3D or a 2D model, and then they show the customer or they show the stakeholders, the key stakeholders of that project. And then what happens is they decide to say, oh, okay, so, I would like for there to be a balcony on the 4th floor. Oh, I would like there to be a rooftop, open terrace. So they'll be able to see what the real, what it will look like when it is really built, and then they can now make adjustments. All right. So let's go back to our example, this online grocery store, right? So you want to use prototype in order to collect the requirements. You could do something called storyboarding. Storyboarding is a technique where you could look at existing online grocery stores, and pick out some of those key, nice features that they have, nice pages, and then put them in a series of how, the customer can flow through it, right? Because it's storyboarding, you're telling a story through pictures, right? Series of pictures. And then you can now do your, a meeting with your stakeholders and say, hey, you know, in this example from this online store, they had their categories for the different grocery items they were selling broken down fine like this. Is this something you would like? Oh yes, it's something we will like. You know, the stakeholders are replying, oh yes, something we will like. But you know what, maybe there could also be a category for offers, under £5 offers, under $15 offers. We could like those kind of categories as well. They're giving you feedback. They can see what they expect. Okay, this is what it will look like. All right, this is what you can do to make it better. Also, you could put stuff like, this is how you favorite your items. So you click on this button, it will favorite your items. And then whenever you come next on the store, you could just say, put all my favorites in the basket. Wow, amazing. I love this feature. It should be there. And you should have that feature. They're like, it's not really important to me. So using this, you're giving them something visual to see. You know, that's storyboarding. Giving them something visual to see. So they're seeing, and based on what they're seeing, they're now giving you requirements that they need, or requirements and features that will be great for the online grocery store. So that is storyboarding, which is a type of prototyping, and it's very great to use. So these are the 3 techniques that I love to use when I'm collecting requirements on a project. So now you have used these techniques, you know, the data gathering techniques, the different methods under it. You have used the data analysis technique, the different methods under it, and you have used the prototype technique as well. You have so many requirements. I can promise you, sometimes you have so many because your stakeholders have so much ideas. They know what they want. They're so excited about the product. Well, guess what? All those requirements, you may not be able to work on all of them. So the next thing you have to do is work with the stakeholders to categorize these various requirements and to prioritize them. All right. So once they have categorized them, once they have helped you to prioritize them, then based on the priorities, you can now pick which of these requirements are most important, most essential, and need to be added on this project. Once you have that, that will now form your requirements document, you know, your requirements traceability metrics, and also it will form, you know, the user stories or the epics that you will have on your backlog if you're developing the project using an agile methodology. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and this video has helped you to understand the various techniques and methods you can use to collect the requirements on any project in order to be successful and to deliver the project to meet the project requirements. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section and I will respond. Also, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to subscribe, to comment, and share these videos with others so that they as well can benefit from it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Bye.